Okay, then in this video we will discuss types of IP address, but before discussing IP addresses, let's quickly take a look at use cases of subnets. So from previous video, you know there are public and private subnets, right? So for instance, in here it's written a public subnet is a subnet that has access to the internet through an internet gateway, while a private subnet doesn't have access to the internet. But it might be still unclear when to use a public subnet and when to use a private subnet. So let's discuss this one very quickly. So in here, I'm still on the same page which I showed you in my previous video. So if you want to open that one, what you need to do is you need to go to Amazon Virtual Private Cloud and you need to open this Getting Started. And then Amazon VPC Console Wizard configurations. Once you open that, you have this VPC with a single public subnet. You need to click on that and scroll a little bit down, and then you will have this nice diagram. So let me close this one for a while. So in here we have Amazon Web Services, right? And within this Amazon Web Services we have one VPC, and then this VPC has two availability zones. So in availability zone A there is a subnet, so it's called subnet 1. So inside subnet 1, we have one EC2 instance. So it's written in here, EC2 instance. And this EC2 instance has an elastic IP address. So that means this EC2 instance is reachable from the internet. In other words, if it is a web server, you can reach this EC2 instance through this IP address, elastic IP address. On the other hand, this EC2 instance can also access the internet through internet gateway. So I think it's very clear. So now let's take a look at the second use case, which is VPC with public and private subnet. So if you open that and if you scroll down a little bit, you have here another use case. So in here we have AWS and we have VPC, and inside VPC we have availability zone, and it's one availability zone. As you can see, we don't have two availability zones, we have only availability zone A. So inside this availability zone A, we have two subnets. So on the top we have public subnet, and here we have private subnet. So public subnet is public because it has access to the internet. So as you can see, web servers, so they all have elastic IP addresses. So that means all of them, so all these web servers are reachable from the internet, and they have access to the internet as well through internet gateway. Now, on the other hand, private subnet has three database servers. So that means these database servers are running in private subnet, therefore they are not accessible from the internet because they are running in a private subnet, all right? So now if these database servers need to access internet for software updates, they can do this one through a NAT gateway, which is in here, all right? So private subnets, so they go to the router and then the router directs them to the NAT gateway. So NAT gateway says, okay, then just go ahead and access the internet. So then it goes to the router again and then to the internet, all right? So they access this private subnet accesses internet through a NAT gateway. So I think it's very clear. So now why we have these web servers and database servers? Well, web servers are reachable from the internet. They are public face of your website. While database servers, you don't want them to be reachable from the internet. That's why you are running them in a private subnet. So that means if you should use a private subnet if you don't other people to reach your servers. All right, so I think now it's very clear. So now let's talk about IP address types. So the first type of IP address is called public IP address, which is reachable over the internet. So, and also we have private address, which is not reachable over the internet. So we use private address, so within the VPC, all right? So you might have, for instance, your EC2 instances might have private address, so and then they can talk to each other within a VPC through this private address. So then there is also elastic IP address in AWS, which is the one that doesn't change over time. So that means if you have elastic IP address, so it doesn't change with time. We have seen this one already. So I will show this one again. So, and then we also have IP addressing protocols. So there are two IP addressing protocols. So the first one is IPv4, and it is a 32-bit IP addressing protocol, and it looks something like this. So instead of these numbers, they can be other numbers, but in general, they look like this. There is also another type of IP addressing protocol called IPv6, and it is a 127-bit IP addressing protocol. So this one, there are many differences between them, but you don't need to worry about them because they are for AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner level. You don't need to know IPv4 and IPv6 in detail. So all you need to know, know is IPv4 is a previous generation, and this one is newer type. All right, newer IP addressing protocol. So and the example of the IPv6 is something like this. So it looks something like this. So we will see this IPv4 and IPv6 again in our hands-on lab in the next video. So that's it regarding use cases relating to subnets and IP address types. So, and I will see you in the next video.